Time now, my friends, to head for the movies in your front room, or wherever you watch your movies these days, courtesy of our favourite on a Friday, Mr. Van Connor, one of the country's leading film critics, who comes, I understand, hot foot from a screening, an advanced screening, of the new Fantastic Four film, First Steps. So they're all babies in this one, are they, Van? Good morning, matey.
Good morning, Mr. Ross. Do you know what? There is one significant baby element in the Fantastic Four, it has to be said.
OK, well, I'm looking forward to seeing that myself this weekend. Meanwhile, let's start with your first Freeview film recommendation for us. What should we watch later on today, Van?
So tonight at 11:25 on BBC One, you and I talked about this a lot, you know, both when it came out and then when it went to the Oscars and years since, I think. And it's Denis Villeneuve's 2017 follow-up to Ridley Scott's iconic Blade Runner. It's Blade Runner 2049 with Ryan Gosling and Robin Wright, Dave Bautista, murderer's row of talent in this one. But of course, the big sort of added value here is the returning Harrison Ford as Rick Deckard, who gets to return alongside Ryan Gosling in this new detective installment of the Blade Runner replicant series. I mean, we were all blown away by how it looked, I think, when it came out.
It's such a beautiful film to look at. It was just astonishing.
And really for an early recognisable thing for Ana de Armas as well, who I think got some love as well as the hologram lady you saw advertised far and wide in this. But such a good movie. It's great performances all round. I've got a clip for you. This is Ryan Gosling navigating the replicant world of Blade Runner 2049.
Here we go.
Are they all constructed, or do you ever use ones that are real?
It's illegal to use real memories, officer.
How can you tell the difference? Can you tell if something really happened?
They all think it's about more detail. But that's not how memory works. You recall with our feelings. Anything real should be a mess.
Now, it's difficult to have a definitive answer on this one. If somebody's not seen the first film, would you recommend they try and catch it first, or do you think you could enjoy this as a standalone if you're a complete newcomer to the Blade Runner universe?
I think both yes and no to that one. Like, no, it makes no sense, but then again, even if you are a Blade Runner fan, it barely makes any sense. These are not like grand, like easily explainable movies. They are somewhat abstract, I think.
Good point, well made. Now, my first selection for tonight, kind of up against yours, but you can enjoy them both. 11 p.m. tonight, BBC Two. I know it's a film you rate as well. Very influential horror film. From slightly about 2 or 3 years after The Exorcist. It is, of course, The Omen from 1976, directed by Richard Donner, who just come, I think, hot foot from Superman. Hadn't he really made this film?
Yeah, hell of a double bill. Imagine making, like, Superman, then going on to make one, like, immediately afterwards, go on and make one of the most iconic horror movies ever. Like, this movie's so... I mean, we forget, for instance, that, like, Only Fools and Horses has a pretty iconic recurring joke that refers exclusively to this movie, of all things.
It's all for you, Damien, only done with a Peckham accent.
Exactly that. But say, this was Gregory Peck and Lee Remick in the original, I believe, wasn't it?
So big names, big Hollywood names. We've got David Warner, who's a great actor. He turns up as Satan in Time Bandits. Also, the second Doctor Who's in this, Patrick Troughton. Most people around the new baby and around Gregory Peck, who's an American ambassador, and his wife, it doesn't end that well for them. Spoiler alert. It's a very chilling film, this, I think. And some of the scenes, and the little boy himself, they become iconic images, I think, of 70s cinema.
Oh yeah, he is one of the all-time creepy kids in movies, and of course there's the sound of this. There's Jerry Goldsmith's score of this movie, which is heavily rooted in the religious organ-driven, and choir-driven gospel sounds of this. It's a really chilling sounding movie. If
you fancy a satanic weekend, I think Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, and then this to finish things off wouldn't be a bad triple bill, would it? Anyway, it's on 11 o'clock tonight, BBC Two. From 1976, The Omen.
For generations, the Thornes have been a family of tremendous wealth, position, and power. The perfect marriage of Ambassador Robert Thorne and his wife Catherine was fulfilled by the birth of their son, Damien. And then, when the child was 5 years old, something terrible happened. And then it happened again. Was it an accident? Was it murder? Was it a coincidence? Or was it an an omen.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Oh, boy. And you've got Darth Vader doing the voiceover of the trailer there, James Earl Jones. I've forgotten that. So that's my first recommendation. Where are you taking us tomorrow, Saturday, Van?
I'm taking you to the putting greens of Happy Gilmore on Saturday night. So, because the sequel is out today on Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2 drops today. We are getting at 9 o'clock on Saturday night on 5 Star the opportunity to revisit the first movie as well. I believe it's streaming on Netflix along with its sequel. But it is, of course, 1996's iconic Adam Sandler golfing comedy in which the hockey star tries his hand at golf to try and save Grandma's home. How many times must you have seen this one, Paul?
I've seen this probably a couple of dozen times over the years, and it is a belter. And you've got Adam Sandler as a kind of rage-addicted ice hockey player, as you say. Some great cameos in it. Not all of whom registered with me the first time I saw it. Some very big American game show names and stuff. And, of course, the incomparable Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, as a golfer.
Oh, yes. Carl Weathers and Chris McDonald absolutely steal this movie. It's one of the old-timers. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes to the second, but of course, I don't think they'll in any way be able to match the first. So I've got a clip for you. This is Happy Gilmore discovering that he can actually give golf a try. This is on, as I say, 9 o'clock on Saturday night on 5 Star.
Bet you I can hit a ball past that tree. $20 says you can.
Hey, morons. I told you I want to watch the hockey game. Now, cut the golf sissy crap and finish up in there.
Relax. Think of it as a way to enjoy your grandma's possessions for another half hour.
Oh, my God, you got a hold of that one.
I'd like to see you try it.
Sorry, ladies, I'm not the golfing type.
I'll tell you what. You hit a ball past my ball, and we'll go straight back to work so you can watch your precious hockey game.
Give me the stupid club.
This is going to be hilarious. Look, I'm standing. You like that?
I'll be watching that one tomorrow without a shadow of a doubt. Now, my second recommendation is an Aces-tastic, iconic, it should be in everybody's kind of comedy and teen collection, from 1985, so it's 40 years old this year. It's the first and joint best of the Back to the Future trilogy. Michael J. Fox and the gang. Of course, it's set in 80s Valley culture, high school culture, America, and he gets the chance, courtesy of the Doc, to go back to the future, or he goes back to the past and has to get back to the future, and he's got to try and stop his parents breaking up because he seems to have actually done something that may alter the rhythm of time. It's just an amazing film. This and number 2 are fantastic. I don't mind number 3, but it's a bit of an afterthought, I thought, and doesn't really work in quite the same way as the first 2, which I think up there with Terminator and Terminator 2 are pretty near the perfect first 2, and Godfather, perfect kind of double of a trilogy that brilliantly work.
Well, I'm a fan of all the Back to the Futures. I think the third one gets a lot of guff, but really doesn't deserve it. I think they are quite tightly put together as a trilogy, and I think they're hard to match in that regard. They do come close to the perfect trilogy for me, but so the first one is the one to beat, definitely.
Oh yeah. And Michael J. Fox, of course, was a replacement for, I think, Eric Roberts. Julia Roberts' brother started filming.
Oh, no, Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz. Yeah, Eric Stoltz, of course it was. Who then ended up in that film with Cher, Mask. He'd been in that, I think, hadn't he? And he was replaced. I mean, that must have been one heck of a difficult conversation.
Oh, yeah, there's loads of footage and still photos and things of Eric Stoltz in the role, and he just didn't play it how they liked it, how they were feeling it. So they replaced him with Michael J. Fox, and the rest is history. I mean, it is hard to imagine any other take on Marty McFly now, really.
Because he's that kind of all-American, slightly nerdy kid, can't even play his guitar without almost blowing himself up. It's 4:10. It's tomorrow afternoon on BBC One. Let's go back to the future.
Horrible nightmare. Dreamed that I went back in time.
Well, safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
1955? Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Hey, McFly!
This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
You're my mom. You're my mom.
Wait, 21 gigawatts!
me. We're sending you back to the future.
Pretty near perfect popcorn film. In fact, I think it is perfect. So that's my second recommendation for tomorrow, Saturday. That's 4:10, BBC One, Back to the Future. And finally, Sunday, BBC Two, 1:05 in the afternoon. They've got a double bill of Barbra Streisand films on. The second one's Funny Girl, but the first one is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a remake of the Howard Hawks, Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant classic, Bringing Up Baby. It's called What's Up, Doc? And it is basically very nerdy, obviously handsome, but, you know, he wears glasses, so no woman could find him attractive. That's been my trouble all these years. Handsome but nerdy Ryan O'Neal, then one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and he's being pursued, he's about to get married, some hideous fellow academic woman, and he's suddenly pursued by the bonkers but beautiful Barbra Streisand, and all kinds of slapstick shenanigans ensue. Filmed, I think, on the streets of San Francisco, on location enlarged, but around that part of the world. It's got dinosaur bones, it's got plate glass windows in front of car chases, and it's got a great sequence when Barbra Streisand sings As Time Goes By, when she wakes up on a piano under a sheet. You need to see the film to enjoy it. Pure slapstick, screwball comedy, I think they used to call this, didn't they? It's not as must-see as the original with Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. It's pretty darn close, I think, this film. I say maybe it's just me that likes this one, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh, no, this was one that you'd see a lot on cable, I think, over the years. It's definitely found its audience on cable for that reason. I mean, to be honest, for the longest time when I was a kid, I really didn't even know it was a remake.
I saw it at the Rialto Leytonstone when I was about 13, 14. I can't even remember why we went. Maybe my mum wanted to see because she loved Barbra Streisand. They made another film together, a terrible boxing film, I think, called The Main Event. The two of them.
Oh, God, yes.
That's a stinker. But this is a goodie. So it's on 1:05, Sunday afternoon, BBC Two. Hey, what's up, Doc?
The relationship between star and director is no longer, as in the old days, one of master and slave. Here, mutual respect between the artist-director and the artist-stars make possible an exquisitely honed response.
You must remember this. C minor 7th. A kiss is still a kiss.
In a rare glimpse of two artists at work, we are afforded an insight into how director Peter Bogdanovich, working with stars Barbra Streisand and Ryan O'Neal, can manage to put these two performers together and create that almost indefinable thing, which is most simply described as a motion picture called What's Up, Doc?
A rather dated, of its time, in-joke of a trailer there, but Peter Bogdanovich was a hot name at that time, wasn't it, having made The Last Picture Show?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That was this, because he was another one that came off the back of the Corman culture.
Yes, absolutely.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
He made Targets, I think, didn't he, with Boris Karloff, about some kind of spree killer guy shooting students or something. Anyhow, what's your final recommendation for us, Van Connor?
So our final one is another one that's got a sequel out this weekend. So from today, you can see in cinemas the animated sequel, The Bad Guys 2. And the first one is showing on ITV2 on Sunday afternoon at 4:45. So it's kind of in that prime tea time sort of Sunday slot. It's also a very kid-friendly movie. It's one that works for the whole family. It's an animated movie from DreamWorks, an adaptation of the best-selling children's novels of the same name. All-star cast led by Sam Rockwell, but also featuring the likes of Mark Maron, Craig Robinson, Awkwafina, people like that. And it's basically a sort of Ocean's 11 riff where you've got these sort of Zootopia-style talking animals who are a heist crew. So they're led by Mr. Wolf, and they include like Mr. Piranha, Mr. Shark, Miss Tarantula, etc. And they are the bad guys, and they're sort of tired of being seen as the bad guys. So they set out to try and like flip the script and change the image of themselves, to be seen as heroes, as it were, but constantly finding that the road to good is never as easy to walk as people will actually let you.
I must confess, I've never even heard of this film, so I can't wait to see it now. It sounds a groove.
It's really good fun, but its real success comes from basically in just playing it completely straight as if it's a live-action adult movie, and then just offering it up as an animated, family-friendly one. So it's kind of like Fantastic Mr. Fox in that way. But like I say, you can see this Sunday afternoon at 4:45 on ITV2. Got a clip for you. This is Sam Rockwell leading The Bad Guys.
I wonder if they were tempted to call it Reservoir Frogs.
Hey, look, it's a cat stuck in a tree.
It doesn't get much simpler than that. Now, what in this scenario would give you that good tingle?
Eating it? This is why I always carry 2 pieces of bread with me.
No, I want you to
Smack it.
Skin it. Stab it.
Saute.
Sing to it.
Save it. I want you to set this off. It's so obvious. I want you to save it.
Oh, right.
Whoa, that cat is obviously defective.
That sounds fun, I must say. And it's off screen back this morning, your podcast, fan.
It is indeed. Got a whole new Fantastic Four movie to talk about. So, you know me, I can never take that week off.
First Steps is the film, F4 First Steps. Off screen is the podcast. The Van Conner offers you most weeks, and you can get it from any good podcast provider. He joins us every Friday with these fantastic Freeview film recommendations for the weekend. For the time being, though, for Van Conner anyway, that's a wrap.